So Musgrave, Preston Smith, and Ja did not practice, and then limited were Devondre, Elton Jenkins, Aaron Jones, Josh Myers, Yash, Christian Watson, Devontae Wyatt.
The setback for Ja or the plan, or what's the story there?
Just day by day.
Matt, do you guys have a handle on what's going on with Jair's back, and how do you?
I mean, it's a back, so I really don't have a whole lot to say on it. I'm certainly not an expert on backs, and don't want to pretend to be.
With the first several weeks, Jordan threw the ball deep, fairly frequently, and last week kind of an opposite approach. Is there a sweet spot that you need to find there, or is it just totally game plan dependent?
I'd say it's all game plan dependent, depending on how people are playing us, whether or not we can get behind the defense. If they're playing a bunch of soft two-shell, it's harder to get the ball down the field. If they're playing way off, it makes it a little bit more difficult. If they're up bumping you, then you can take some of your shots. But bottom line is, whether we throw it short or throw it down the field, we got to come up with some plays. It does us no good just throwing the ball down the field if we're not completing the ball down the field. So we got to make sure that we're taking those calculated risks. You know what I'm saying? Like in regards to high percentage throws down the field, I'm all about that. That's how you get chunk plays. That's explosives lead to points. So that's what we've got to try to find, is different ways to try to, whether it's manipulating coverage or attacking a certain coverage, to get the ball down the field.
Is this the first time you might actually see a heavy dose of man, given all their blitzing?
Potentially. I mean, it's when they play their cover zero, it's very vision based. So yes, technically it's man, but it's a lot of what their vision's on the quarterback, and they're forcing you to get the ball out very, very quickly. So they do a great job with it. They disguise it well. They'll show you it. They'll bluff and bail out of there and play different coverages behind it. So they do a very nice job of setting it up, and I think they're playing at a pretty high level. At least last week they were on fire.
So how hard is it, Matt, for a quarterback to see a lot of this first-time stuff in real time?
It can be challenging. I think one of the things that we did this summer, it was good that we had some experience against some other teams and saw some of that stuff. So and then you just got to be able to have a great plan for it, and if they show you it and bail out of it, then have another plan for that as well.
You talked about execution, maybe not being where you wanted. Do you think it's more effective to fix that on the field or in the meeting rooms? I'm curious if you spent more time in the meeting rooms than maybe you had in the past.
No, I think you need it both places. I think you do it in the film room, especially you're talking post game. Yeah. Obviously, you watch the tape, and then you got to go back and get to work on things. A lot of it is just, I'd like to see our guys play with, really in every phase, just faster, and that starts with knowing what to do and then playing without hesitation. Just being decisive out there.
Do you like how Jordan's handled this part of adversity in his early career as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, I think he's a guy that has shown great resiliency, and he hasn't started a ton of games, so there's going to be adversity along the way. I don't care if you're in your first year or if you're a first-year starter or you're in your 10th year. It doesn't really matter. It's going to happen in some form or fashion, and sometimes there's a little less than other times. So we happen to be going through a rough stretch right now, but it's just how you wake up every day and attack the day and try to get better. I mean, we got to focus on our process. We got to focus on just being tough-minded. It's easy to cave into the pressure, but I want to find out who are the guys that are going to stand tall in the face of adversity and attack it head on and not make excuses.
Musgrave's played a lot through the first 6 games. How do you think Kraft's progressed? I know he's played more and more the last year, a few weeks for you.
Yeah, he played 30-some-odd snaps last week, so he's done a nice job. I think he's gotten acclimated to this type of football in the National Football League, and he's going to have to play big for us this weekend.
And what have you thought of what Owens has kind of given you, not only just the defense and the special team stuff to this point?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's done everything we've asked him to do, and I'm excited to see him for his opportunity to go out there and compete. And he's just a steady, calm presence, I would say, in the back end on teams. You're going to get great effort and execution from him. He's a great communicator, really good tackler. So he's got to go put it together on Sunday.
Matt, in the offseason, Minnesota moved on from Delvin Cook. How have you seen their run game change this season with this Madison?
Yeah, I think those guys are both really solid backs. I think the biggest significance or improvement I would say from their offense, I think their offensive line's really coming off the ball well. They've really improved. They're healthy. I think that's really helped them. But I would say that this is one of the better O-lines that we'll have faced up to this point. They've really come a long way, and they're playing at a high level, and it's helped their whole offense. I think Kirk's, I talked about it yesterday, I think he's playing at a top level of any quarterback in the league, and they got skilled players on the perimeter that can make you pay.
Is Devondre kind of trending in the right direction?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's had 2 good days of practice, so we'll see where he is at the end of the week.
I may get the new guy Rochelle, Zane Anderson's healthy. Are these, or he looks to be healthy anyway, are these guys who, Valentine too, who can come and help you even more on special teams? Are you looking for some kind of spark there?
Yeah, I think so. I think whether it's on defense or on teams, we have a lot of confidence in those guys. Corey's played quite a bit for us. Zane was kind of unknown in terms of the game. We see him out at practice, and it's been good to see him get out there and get more snaps to see what he's able to contribute. So, and Rochelle just got here, but he's a guy that he's got proven speed, and we've gone against him in the past, and so I think he's pretty probably more comfortable than most coming into the situation in terms of picking up the defense, and then also just learning what we're all about on defense.
Jordan said he's never gone up against that blitz type of defense. In a couple days of practice, how much can you emulate and give him that comfortability going into something he hasn't seen yet as far as?
Yeah, you try to do the best you can. I mean, that's why we go out there and practice. I think the show teams, the look teams are absolutely critical in terms of being able to go out there and for whether it's your offense or defense or on teams to go out there and execute and play at a high level. So there's been a great emphasis on making sure that the looks are correct, and that's always a challenge. But I think our guys have embraced it and embraced that role and have done a nice job with it.